Hello everybody, welcome to Race 6 of the iGPFun SRF tournament 2016 Season 1. We are racing at Mount Panorama, 17 laps today, more or less 45 minutes race, 32 drivers on track. This is the image of the back of the field. Cars are starting well past the final corner. As usual, you can find the full qualifying results at the bottom, at the link at the bottom. Top 10, I can read it now, it's Luca Varani and Ronnie Dudek in row 1, Matthias Weiger and Richard Jalan, row second row, Edward Forer and Stian Svensson, Daniel Manenkov and Bas Slop on row 4, Josh Arnold and David Streeter, position 9 and 10. Very quickly, Gerard Macarivi, Jason Perry, Francesco Bernardo, first race for him in the iGPFun tournament, Mark Underwood, Richard Moreno Paredes, Manning Greenham, Ronnie Amighetti, Alessandro Gori, Oscar Martinez Marti, Robert Fiers, Cristobal Gutierrez, Fatih Aitak, Jonathan Kier, Paul Wallington, David Gregorio, Giovanni Sellito, Tim Seidel, Charlie Parker, Tim Phillips, Fulvio Policardi, Don Brooks, and finally Kelly Niket, who did not obtain a qualifying time. 17 laps, I was saying. Cars are started. We are looking at them just past the first corner, Hell corner. No drama, or at least it seems so. Cars are single file at the top of the standings. They went side by side through turn 1 later in the field, lower in the field. Edward Forer and Richard Jalan, I think Edward has actually passed Richard, and so is Daniel in the red car. Stian Svensson with a black car was retiring. He actually brushed the wall and I think he is retiring. This is a mountain section. No passing, basically. The leaders have already gone through the beginning of the downhill section, or the, you say repeat? I don't know. Steep downhill section. And this is the long downhill straight leading to the chase, passing Will up and here. The draft plays a major role. Bas Slob has just overtaken Richard Jaland for position 6. The lap information is missing. I'm actually trying to reset it. Sorry for the slight problem. Yeah, we have them at the top of the screen now. Bas with a yellow and black car running really wide. He actually saved the slice nicely. And he is now under attack by Richard, I believe. Yes, we lost them for a second, but Richard with a damaged car. I don't know where he had contact, but he clearly did so. Didn't quite manage to do it, and actually ended up losing another place to Josh Arnold. This is the view from Ronnie Dudek's car. That's Matthias Wager. Matthias actually gained one position. I don't know when or where. You can see sparks coming off Varani's car. Matthias getting really close. And I think he actually had contact, yes he did, with a outside wall at Forest Elbow, I think it's the name of the corner. I don't think Matthias will be able to maintain pace throughout the race. Meanwhile, they're going 3 wide down towards the chase. Varani actually getting on the grass, and I believe he's getting out of the way. I believe he has to serve a slowdown penalty for cutting the course. So position 1 down to 5, it seems, 4, whatever. We're going side by side with Manenkov. We'll see if these two drivers will decide to fight for position. No, it doesn't seem so. Fight for position in the upcoming corner, I meant. Actually, they are going on the inside, both Forer. Barani is tucking back behind Manenkov, trying to close the gap to the top 3 cars. Whereas behind them, Josh Arnold has overtaken Bas Slob for position 6. Lap times for the leaders are already in the 2 minute 35. I'm sorry, I'm sticking with the same cars over and over, but these guys are really close to each other. I would be surprised if Matthias in the yellow car can maintain pace down the straight with aerodynamic damage, body damage he has. Ronnie Dudek with a black and white car attacking, Matthias doing the same. And it's Edward Forer running wide this time. We kind of lost it. I'll blame it on the cameraman, not my fault, of course. How can it be my fault? Whereas Matthias has now lost a couple of places. Josh Arnold and Richard Yaland are really closing the gap to the leaders. The leaders are, of course, fighting with each other, but never helps. Whereas Bas Lob has dropped to position 12, so clearly some problem for him. Apologies for that. Matthias Weiger has touched the wall again, and now he has really lost a lot of time. He has slowed down a lot. That's costing Varani, Arnold and Yalan some time. You can see the gap that opened up to the top 3 cars. Matthias is actually staying wide. That is not the regular line, so he's braking now. He's just leaving room to the other drivers to pass him. That's very gentleman. It's a gentleman thing to do. I'm missing the words. I apologize for that. It's now Richard, the only car that was left behind Matthias, who crashed again with the right side of the car. Quite a tough day for Matthias Weiger, whereas we are looking at the leaders, and Edward Forer has some damage on the right side of the car as well. The track is treacherous, to say the least. There are walls just mere inches outside the racing line, so any small mistake is actually likely to be paid dearly. Lap 4 completed. Well, this is the last corner. Going through the standings, there is Edward Forer, Ronnie Dudek and Daniil Manenkov. They are on camera right now. Behind them is 2 seconds behind, 1.9, is Luca Varani with Josh Arnold just behind him. Somebody is exiting the pits. I'm not sure who is. Maybe Don Brooks. Yes, it is. Let's go back to the leaders. No passing this time around. So I was saying Josh Arnold, position 5. Position 6 is Richard Yalland, who's losing sometimes to the cars ahead. Richard Moreno Paredes is 7 now, 8, because Francesco Bernardo actually just passed him. Francesco Bernardo with the red-brown car, I'm not sure, Bordeaux car, I guess that's the name of the color in English. Richard Moreno Paredes with a yellow and black car behind him. Richard started 15, he is already up to 8th place after 4 laps, so that's very nice performance for him. Position 9 is Robert Fiers, 5 seconds, 5.3 seconds behind Richard. Matthias Weiger is now 10th, Gianni Selito 11, Bas Lob, then Oscar Martinez-Marti, Jonathan Kier, Fatih Aitak, position 15, Paul Wallington, Tim Phillips, Manning Greenham is 18, Kelly Niket 19, he started last, so that's good running for him as well. The leaders are attacking each other in the meantime. Manenkov on the inside with a little sliding and some free wide action for a while. Nice driving by all of them. Behind them, the gap to Varane is 2.1 seconds, whereas Josh Arnold disappeared. He actually had a moment on the mountain section, as you can see from the left side of his car. This with the Williams livery is actually Richard Yalland. Let's see quickly. I mean, I would like to show somebody else down the field, but we have the leaders going constantly side by side. Lap 6, this one, lap 5 laps completed. This is lap 6, and I don't think there has been a single lap without position swapping. Manenkov has now taken the lead. We'll see if we'll have the pace to run away. Meanwhile, Varane is only 1.1 seconds behind Ronnie Dudek, so he was actually able to close the gap rather quickly, and he will now start to feel the toe down the straight. Somebody else quickly, it's running close by, is Gianni Salito with Bas Slob just behind him. Up ahead is Robert Fiers. 10th place. Robert is running a good race. Sliding a little bit, Giovanni Salito with rear tires on the curb in the rather fast left-hand sweeper. That car stuck on the track was actually Josh Arnold. He retired, and we are not seeing anybody. All right, here they are. So he must have had another problem, another spin, I guess. Oops, sorry, man, didn't want to do that. Robert Fiers losing 2 places, but these cars are remaining in single file, which is probably wise. Tim Phillips, and ahead of him is Alessandro Gori. First race for Alessandro with us as well, position 17, and Tim is actually only 0.8 seconds behind him. Let's see with a different camera angle. Tim has quite a lot of damage again. This track is certainly taking its toll. And the red and black car number 63 is Cristobal Gutierrez, running in position 19 right now. Cristobal can move up to the top 10 for sure, or sometimes the top 5 as well. In other races like this one, he is actually a little bit behind. I guess it might depend on the amount of training he has for a given track. The leaders still going strong together. Lap times, I'm not sure actually. No, the information I have on my screen seems to be wrong. I can see that the fastest lap of the race is 34.5.6 by another drivers. That's clearly in the draft. Pole position was 35.6 for comparison. So it's probably a multi-car draft. The drivers are getting stringed out a little bit. So we are moving back to the battle between Richard Paredes with a black car, black and yellow. A lot of damage for him as well. He has lost pace. and is now being passed by Bas, who has clearly overtaken Gianni Selito. Ahead of them in position 7 is Matthias Weiger with probably a car that doesn't handle very well, so he is being reeled in by these other guys. Meanwhile, something must have happened because Edward Forer has actually lost contact with Daniel Malenkov. Let's see if we can catch a replay of what was going on. Keep coughing, sorry for that. Big slide by Ed. Nice save. Nice save. Well controlled, but of course the speed is not going to be there anymore. 7 laps completed for the leaders. Ronnie is gonna have a look on the inside. Of course, I saw it just before the replay, and I still get it wrong because it's not the inside, it's actually the outside. I wonder if Edward with the white and the blue car has actually lost speed because of the damage he has. He doesn't seem to give up, Edward. He went side by side again, now he is falling behind. And this allowed Varani with a purple car to catch them. Last lap information. It's the one you read at the bottom, the lap time you read at the bottom is not correct. That's the fastest lap of the race for Edward Forer in this case. But last lap he had a no, that cannot be. I'm not gonna say anything about the lap time. I just don't think the information I have is reliable. Varani losing some ground at the dipper. I don't know if he got it wrong or if it simply lifted. He doesn't. I don't think he did lift it. There was no reason to do that. Whereas Daniel Malenkov is actually running away. Actually, I don't think he's running away in the sense that the gap between Malenkov and Varani has remained the same. It's just that Dudek and Forer are moving backwards. It's no passing, so let's have a look at Richard Yalland, now running 5th by himself. And then there are these other cars going down the straight right now. Matthias Weiger actually is not been caught by the drivers behind him despite the damage. I mean, Matthias was 3rd on the grid, so he clearly has speed. Varani is now very close to Forer. Let's see if we can get the telemetry information out of the car. We'll actually move away from it to catch the passing. Did he manage to get it? Yes, he did. So let's move back to the cockpit view and let's remove the information about the position, so you can see actually the rev counter just behind the steering wheel, if you want to see it. Otherwise there is a big one overlaid on the top left, of course. Lifting for this corner. I'm playing with throttle and brakes for this corner here, the dipper. Again, Ronnie Dudek gained quite a lot of ground. This is another crucial corner. You want to exit as fast as possible. Edward Forer behind Marani. This is the top speed without a draft, 130 miles per hour now. 31. Actually, this is not without a draft. There is the draft of Ronnie Dudek. Marani getting quite close, not the place to pass. Exploiting the draft, and here we are. Seems like a clean shot on the inside. Sovrani is back to second place. We'll see if he will have pace to catch Manenkov, who is now 3.9 seconds ahead of him. Our battle is between Weiger and and Bernardo. Very good performance by Francesco with the number 58 car. Oh, let's get the driver information back. First race in the iGPFun tournament. I'm not sure how much experience he actually has with SRF, with the car. So he's certainly doing well. Position 7 is it's not bad. Oh, just for reference, I do not have exact data right now, but I think that top 10 drivers have a rating above 5,000 or 4,500, something like that. So the field is certainly competitive. That's Fulvio Policardi with Italian livery, just spun outside of Forest Elbow. Is luckily out of the way, so no drama there. Meanwhile, Richard Moreno Paredes, who is now passing him. So Richard has dropped to position 10. He has been passed by Bas Loeb and Gianni Selito. Somebody else running really close is the very damaged car of Alessandro Gori being passed by Gerard Macarivi. Gerard got some podium finishes and, well, not this time around. He's actually 17. And I'm sure you have... sorry. You have... heard me saying this before, but Gerard has some damage. Just about everybody brushed the walls at some times, it seems. Varani now getting some time on Manenkov, is 2.9 seconds behind him right now, so almost 1 second gained, probably due to the spun car of Policardi. Edward Forer getting a little out of shape, although we missed him, and yeah, he has lost speed, and he let Ronnie Dudek by. battle right now is between Francesco Bernardo and the Bas Lob, so I said nice things about Francesco, and all of a sudden he lost 3 seconds to Matthias, so clearly some problems for him. Sorry for jinxing him. Bas is really close. Down hill section. Oops, sorry, I just realized there is still the telemetry information from Varani's car. I apologize, I forgot about it. And meanwhile we are at lap 11, almost completed, so we are way past the halfway mark. Not a boring race, I must say. Edward has not been treating his car well. There is all the marbles and oil stains on the front. That's normal. What is not normal is all the bent bodywork. You're not supposed to see the tire from the front of a car. Not like that at least. Using the draft until the very last moment. See if somebody else. Cristobal Gutierrez is followed very closely by Gerard Macarivi. Position 16 and 17. Meanwhile, Matthias Weiger has retired. I can see him dropping in the standings. We'll see if Gerard will be able to attack here on the uphill straight. You can see the undulation of the track is actually, you don't really appreciate that when driving, I must say. I mean, you feel it of course, but it doesn't seem as steep as it is, at least not when I drive. Gerard taking another position, is now 15. Bas, meanwhile, has overtaken Francesco for position 6. So with 5.5 laps to go, Daniel Manenkov, 3.2 seconds ahead of Luca Varani. This is the top 2 drivers in the standings as well. Daniel is dominating the championship this season. Edward Forer is another 3.3 seconds behind, followed very closely, 0.5 seconds, by Ronnie Dudek, now in position 4. Richard Yalan, we never look at him on camera, but he's driving a very solid race. He is in 5th place, 5 seconds behind Ronnie. Bas Lob and Francesco Bernardo, they are on camera now. They are position 6 and 7. Position 8 for Gianni Celito. He has lost quite a lot of time. 9 is Richard Moreno Paredes, and 10th is Robert Fiars with a blue car. I've said this before. I really like this paint job. Oscar Martinez Marti is 11. Fatih Aitak, I hope I am pronouncing it right, is 12. Jonathan Kiar, position 13. That's somebody else we have not shown on camera for a while. Jonathan started 23rd. Paul Wallington behind him, 24th, with a gold livery with arrows livery. So they started 23rd and 24th. We are now 13th and 14th. Two numbers that I can absolutely not pronounce. I hope you understand what I said. Gerard Macarivi is position 15. Then Cristobal Gutierrez, Tim Phillips is in the points. That's a good performance by him. Mark Underwood, another driver that we have not been following for a while. We have done. Oh, come on, sorry. We have not been following for a while. Josh Arnold, position 19. He was up to 6th place. Meanwhile, the red car here is Don Brooks. He is currently in 24th place. He is lapped. Josh Arnold, we are looking at his car from behind. Let's move back to the battle for 3rd place, because these two drivers have been running together the whole race. They have been constantly swapping position. Ronnie just passed Edward in the downhill straight. Edward is not gonna attack here, I hope. It would just be a waste of time. Although I must say that it doesn't seem that these guys are fighting with anybody else on the track. Let's have a quick look at the battle for 17. Mark Underwood very close to Tim Phillips. This is Tim, that's Mark car. These drivers, if my lap time information is correct, these drivers are running in 2 minutes 38. The leaders are running in 2 minutes 35. That's quite a difference. But again, on this track, it's actually understandable. Mark on the inside. Clean and easy pass down the straight. The gap information you see at the bottom is actually the distance between Tim Phillips and the leader, so it's 1 minute 40 seconds. Let's go back to the battle for 3rd. Edward has overtaken Ronnie again on the uphill straight. I'm making a point not to show any of their passing, sorry for that. The leaders are just driving their own race. There is now a 5 seconds gap between Manenkov and Varani. Varani seems to have slowed down quite a bit. He's still gaining over Dudek and Forer, so he's probably just cruising around to the end of the race. Let's look at Paul Wallington and Jonathan Kier. They are 1 second apart. Paul has actually just passed Jonathan, and he is actually getting ground. So back to the two, I don't know the English name for it, duelists, I don't know, whatever. The two guys that are fighting each other every time. I was going to mention a movie with a similar title, but I have absolutely no idea what the title is in English, so I probably should shut up. There are no more battles right now on track, except this one, of course. Once again, sorry for that. Let's see if we can look at the suspension of Ronnie Duda's car. I have no idea if this is going to be an interesting shot or not at here in the compression. I don't know, it doesn't seem that interesting to me, but please let me know. Ronnie actually passing Edward once again. I wonder what's their strategy for the last lap, who is going to come up shortly. Do you want to be second at the beginning of the downhill straight, or do you want to be first and trying to defend or attack actually towards the final corner? I would probably pick the second place. I would stay behind, but I don't know, I'm not sure. I've never driven this I've never been in this close finish situation at Mount Panorama. Quickly, the battle for position 16, Cristobal Gutierrez and Mark Underwood. Mark has left Team Phillips now 4 seconds behind him, so he's driving very well. His fastest lap of the race is 36.3. I have no idea when he did it. The fastest lap for Cristobal is 37.2. I think he may actually be close enough to attack here. He certainly is. Mark's car has no damage. That's one of the few cars that were kept off the wall. And actually this does offer a speed advantage. You can see how easily he's driving away. So let's go back to position 2. The battle, sorry, for position 3. This is lap 16. 16 and a half, I should say. You can hear the bottom scratching on the ground. Big slide by Ed and yet another contact. Actually, I can't imagine that he's gonna be able to keep up with Ronnie's pace. Ronnie was second in qualifying. Another close battle before switching back to Ed and Ronnie for the final lap. So I was saying another close battle is this one between Tim with a green and white car and Josh Arnold that went really wide there. This is a battle for 18th, and there is also Alessandro followed by Manning Greenham with a number 47 blue and white car. This is the battle for 20th. It's the last position that actually gives points for the championship standings. Manning passing on the mountain. This does not happen unless the other guy has damage or is really slow for some reason. Final lap. So Ed is behind, so I assume he will be able to pass on the final long straight towards the chase, but we'll see. Ronnie has not tried to defend up to now, or not defending hard, as at least. Manenkov, position 1, it's not being contested in any way. Neither is the position 2 of Varani, and this is instead the closest battle on the track. It's Ronnie navigating a really difficult corner. Edward with an original bodywork. He had to lift after the apex. He applied throttle, then, as I said, he had to lift to fight the understeer and avoid meeting the wall once again. Ronnie now defending the inside. Ed is not really catching up. I think the damage is really hurting his speed. Trying to give it all under braking. That's the last chance for Ed. I don't think he can make it. He is way behind. Okay, so it's Daniel Manenkov for the win. Luca Varani second, Ronnie Dudek third. Let's look at the battle for 13th between Paul Wallington and Jonathan Kiar. He actually lost it. And he was passed by Gerard McAreevy. Only one position lost by Jonathan. That was unfortunate. This is the battle for 17, Cristobal Gutierrez and Josh Arnold. Once again, Josh was running in the top 5 or top 6 in the early race, so he clearly has the speed. Meanwhile, the standings is Daniel Manenkov, Luca Varani, Ronnie Dudek on the podium, Edward Forer, Richard Yalan 5. Oops, I'm not sure what happened. I want to see this again. Sorry for the replay. It was just Cristobal running really wide, crashing against the how do you call it, the Armco, the wall, and Josh could do nothing to avoid him. So Tim Phillips actually gained 2 places in one corner, except that he's being passed now. We'll see if he can fight back. He's trying on the outside. It's not going to be easy. Nice exit speed right now. Oh, he touched. That's not good driving. So, is he giving back the position to Cristobal? He's not. Cristobal actually is coming up right now. He's struggling to keep the car straight, and Manning has actually gained 1 place. So Cristobal will finish 20th. Well, that was an eventful last lap. You can find the final results with all the gaps and all sort of information you may look for in the link at the bottom of the video, just in the comment section below the video. I hope you enjoyed the race. Not a dull moment, I must say. I did not notice that 45 minutes have passed already. hope to see you again for our next broadcast, race 7 at Mid-Ohio. Thank you very much for watching. Have fun. Goodbye.